This is pretty incredible. President-elect Donald Trump has raised more than $170 million for his upcoming inauguration, his second one. That is a record amount, by the way. He's not done yet. You've seen various major household name companies stepping up and donating one after the next. He is expected to raise more than $200 million.
That's a lot of money. I'm looking forward to see this inauguration ceremony take place. Stay with Newsmax for coverage. The whopping amount is more than double the amount President Biden raised 4 years ago when he brought in nearly $62 million for his inauguration. This, according to the Federal Election Commission records. Joining us now, David Hebert with the American Institute for Economic Research and Brandon Arnold, Executive Vice President of the National Taxpayers Union. Gentlemen, welcome. What a party this will be. It comes as big donors have eagerly written large checks to help bankroll the ceremony, and many of these companies are familiar. Google, Boeing, now pledging $1 million each. Chevron, American Airlines also joining the list. So, David, what do you make of these companies and why they feel it's important to donate to Donald Trump?
So it's important to donate to Donald Trump because he does have a track record of picking winners and losers in the economy. And as president, he did do quite a bit to boost the economy, to create jobs, to help businesses develop and create new jobs for ordinary Americans who may have lost their jobs in the previous administration. So it is important to be on Donald Trump's radar in this way. But what we're seeing right now is just an extravagant amount of money being raised as these companies seek to become one of Donald Trump's friends and receive some more of that political favor. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this plays out and which companies he decides to, at some level, anoint as successes.
And Brandon, going to you on this, the jobs report, if we could get that in there really quickly, showing the United States adding 256,000 jobs. This was in December. Remember, this is always the month ahead looking back. It brings the unemployment rate to tick down from 4.2 to 4.1%. Your reaction to this, it was more than expected by economists.
Yeah, the top line number is great. We like to see job growth, but we have to dig in a little bit if we're going to get the full picture here. And unfortunately, we're seeing way too much growth in government jobs. We saw more than 30% once again, about 33,000 jobs created each month by the federal government. And that has dramatically increased since the last decade when about 1% of jobs were created by the government. Now we're talking about more than 20% of new jobs created by the government. So we need to shrink down the government. We want to see job growth, of course, but we want to see job growth from the private sector where we have more sustainability and more economic growth tied to those positions.
All right. The final month, by the way, of the Biden administration, the Biden government, and then Trump will return. David Hebert and Brandon Arnold, gentlemen, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
The Senate